What's going on, runners? Welcome back to the run. Thank you guys for tuning back into the channel. Thank you guys for clicking on the video, for the returners. And let me say one thing before I start. I want to thank you guys to all my new subscribers. Everybody that's subscribed, everybody that's liked, everybody that's commented. I really appreciate y'all. That's how we kind of get the conversation started. Also, if you guys have any ideas for any videos, let me know. Put it in the comment section below, and if I can make a topic out of it, or if I can research a topic about it, I'll make a video. Also, if you guys want to know anything else, there's a reason why my channel's called The Run, and I'll make a video about that probably when I go home for home time. But I've done a lot of things. I've been in law enforcement. I have my pilot's license. I've been in the military for some years. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things, and if you guys want to know more, once you hear why I created the channel, then we can go from there. But if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, and I'm trying not to just be another trucking channel, but I got all the trucking info for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So runners, you know how I like to get started, so let's go ahead and get started with these updates. So update, I am heading home for home time, and I know I always give you guys these videos before I go home for home time, but honestly, when I'm driving, I'm trying to just kind of like drive and sleep, and then I kind of get caught up with my TV here. So I apologize. There's a time when I was in Portland, so I got a load going to Washington, where I kind of wanted to get out and like do like a little nature walk, but I was running out of gas, running out of time, and the spot that I wanted to go to was kind of far away. So sorry guys. Anywho, all right, so I picked up a load from a cargo facility in Fullerton. Amazing facility. If you ever go there, with some vegetable oil I had to take up to Sumner, Washington. I didn't have to talk to security, didn't have to get out and show my driver's license, didn't have to do no weird song and dance at some gate. All I did was back up. They loaded me. They put my bills and my seal in the trailer. I didn't even see anybody. I didn't see anybody that loaded my stuff. I couldn't tell you what they looked like. They were probably government agents for all I know. That's it. In and out in 20 minutes. 30 minutes. Let's say 30 minutes. So in and out in 30 minutes. Drove up to Patterson. Stayed the night in Patterson. Then drove up to Brooks. Stayed the night in Brooks before I went to Troutdale. Visited some family in Portland. That's why I like doing that run. And then did my drop in Sumner. Almost ran out of gas because I miscalculated some stuff, but I didn't. And then hopped over to Caldwell, Idaho. Got some potatoes from Simplot, an old company. I used to work for Simplot too. And now I'm here at the City of Industry, making my delivery out of Martin Brower. So that's the updates. Also, I got 2 job interviews. I got one for Sparklets Water and one for Cisco. So leave a comment below on which one you guys think I should go for. Somebody commented saying that they got an interview, or they're probably going to go to Waste Management or whatever. Look, just make sure you're on your P's and Q's. Watch my video about my job interview with them. Make sure you know your stuff. Make sure you present yourself well, because it's not just another trucking job. Like they're interviewers. At least the interviewer I had was a real, like, he made sure I was on my stuff, I guess. So maybe he didn't like me. He was more focused on why I was a cop. So I don't know. Maybe he had a bias against that. I have no idea. So anyway, this video is kind of like a more in-depth dive on a video I did before, where I said I'm not a trucker and you're not either. And I kind of want to explain that a little bit more. So before you get into this industry, there's some things you got to know. One, you're going over the road. Probably 80% of the people are going over the road, unless you get on with a McLean, a Cisco, one of the local jobs that have a driver's training program. And I'll speak to that in a second. But majority of us are going over the road. There is money to be made depending on what company you go to. If you were young, if you were 22, 23, 21 even, whatever, and you are okay with kind of like not having a social life for a little while to chase some money, there's money to be made out here. If you have a young family, it's gonna be hard, especially if it's just you and mama and she's got to stay home with the kids. It's gonna be hard. And a lot of people get into this job because of what happened in 2020, when the freight market and truck drivers were heroes and there was just money everywhere. Truck drivers were getting just paid out the yin yang to move loads because there were loads everywhere. A lot of these owner operators were just balling. And they kind of know. The owner operators, they know, especially if you've been an owner operator for a while, lease operator for a while, or just been in the trucking game for like 10 plus years, you kind of know that there's a boom and bust cycle. It's just that this boom was really big and this bust it was a bust. So a lot of the young drivers or new drivers, even myself, had visions of, I'm getting into this, I'm gonna be the next trucking millionaire, I'm gonna start my own fleet, I'm gonna get my MC number, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And it didn't turn out like that. Now, it could be from a lack of hustle, or just, for me, from what I seen, the market just flipped. Now, the reason why I got into truck driving, well, I'll get to that in a second. So back to what I was saying. Most of you guys are going to go OTR. Most of you guys are going to be away from home. If you cannot stand driving this truck for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, waiting at a facility like I'm waiting at. My delivery was at 5:30. It is now 7:13. Waiting. If you don't like solitude, which I'm kind of okay with sometimes, then this may not be for you. Because if you're going to drive this truck, you're going to be on the road for at least 2.5 weeks. That's the only way you're going to make money. Anything short, a week and a half, you're pushing it. You're really pushing it. And depending on your home time, how long you take home. So this may not be the industry for you. If you get on with these local companies and they have a driver program, you're going to be, the mega carriers, you're connected with them. And that's just kind of like, that's always been the nature of the game, right? Or the nature of the business. But you go on with a Cisco, McLean, Gordon Foods, QDC, whoever has a driver training program that is teaching you how to drive and get your license, you owe them. So even though you may not like that, you owe any company, but you go on with a Cisco and let's say they helped you get your license and you go and work and you're like, oh, this isn't for me. Well, guess what? You owe these people now. Give me a second. Sorry, I had to kill a fly. Anyway, you owe these people. So if you're not willing to go out there and sling 700 cases a day for 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, it's not gonna be for you, man. And now you owe these people $10,000 or however much it costs for them to get you your CDL. So there's that. A lot of people got into this game because they had no other choice. They were at their last resort. They were about to start selling feed pictures on the gram. I don't know. And they were like, you know what? You're struggling to get your CDL. And it used to be a joke. But in 2020, it stopped being a joke. And it was like, oh, people can make money. And there's a lot of money to be made in transportation as a whole. So if you got your CDL, you drove for a little while, then you got with a company, say you wanted to be a dispatcher, right? And this is all going to tie in. Just give me a second. You wanted to be a dispatcher. You can go be a dispatcher, right? Go to your company or whatever, go be a dispatcher. You want to get into sales. Okay, well, you already have your CDL. You have the experience. You want to start selling trucks. You want to start selling trailers. You could do that. Once 2020 rolled around and everything started to boom, there became so many niche markets. There became people that were selling truck tires. People, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out this channel. It's called Truck and Hustle. That guy has an amazing channel. He's put on some amazing people that have found little niches in the trucking industry. People there, he's got people on there that sell tires. He's has people that on there that have sold pallets. He's had people that read all the stuff that we don't read in regulations to help people start trucking companies. So go check out his channel. He has a lot of interesting people on there. But I started watching his channel and I was like, oh man, I could be the next trucking millionaire, right? I got out here and started driving, and I started looking at the money, and the money was, the math wasn't mathing. For the amount of time that I was on the road, for the distance I was driving, the math wasn't mathing, right? So a lot of people look at the owner-operators instead of the company drivers for how much money they make. Now, I was on a craft account making 65 cents. I could make anywhere between 800 and 900, maybe I crack 1,000 in a week, right? It just depends. And that's on the higher paying accounts. So a lot of people get on and start talking to these lease operators who are making $4,000 a week settlements. Owner operators that are making, God, some making like 10, 13,000, and that's after truck payments and all the truck stuff you got to do. And if I'm wrong, please put that in the comments. I'm not an owner operator, but when I start hearing numbers like that, I was like, oh man. So please put in the comments if I'm wrong, how much you were making if you're an owner operator. But yeah, but with all that being said too, the influx of people that thought they were going to come in and just be the next Jeff Bezos of trucking was just astronomical. And now we're dealing with the flooding of the market. So now before there was so much freight and not enough truck drivers, so the money was there. And people that weren't kind of dialed into the industry were like, oh, it's always going to be like that. Wrong. Now we have more drivers than we have freight. So these big mega carriers are going to probably get first dibs. Then the owner operators that have contracts, that have their names good and have contracts with a lot of these companies and warehouses and stuff like that to move their goods, then everybody else. So a lot of people are starting to fall out of the industry because now they're seeing like, oh, this is what real, and I'm not going to say what the real money looks like, because remember, every high, there's a low and then there's a medium. So there was a high, now people are down low, now it's got to balance back out. So if you're in it for the money, to kind of wrap all that up, if you're in it for the money, you might be in the wrong industry on the OTR side. Now for your locals, the money's there, but it's hard. A lot of these are hard to get into. There are some companies that are good old boy clubs that, you know, you got to know somebody to get into. Some are unions, so there's things that come with unions, but the home time's there, the pay is good, and you're driving. You may have to unload, you may not have to unload, just depends. Oh man, that truck is really throwing off my stuff. But with me personally, I can see myself in transportation. I can't see myself OTRing too much longer. You know, I have a teenage daughter, and what comes with the teenager comes a lot of extra things that you want to be there for. You know, they want money for one. They want to go to dances, they want to hang out with their friends and stuff like that, and you can't necessarily pawn that responsibility off on either, in my case, other family members, and in maybe your case, to your wife, to your husband, or whatever, while you're over the road kind of glamping, right? So, and I say glamping because there's people, I just got a TV, there's people out here with PlayStations and all this stuff. So, and better podcast kind of setups than I do. So the money's here if you have a plan. Have a plan before you get into this industry. Don't just get in here thinking that you're going to be the next whatever and just get out here and start driving, because you are going to be sorely disappointed. You're going to be sad. You're not going to be happy because you were spending all this time away from your family to make minimum wage. in some cases. I mean, that's just the real. You look in one of my other videos, somebody made a comment talking about my truck. I may misquote, but like I didn't make the revenue for that truck, or I made too much money, so I might have to sit for a while because I'm making more money than for what that truck is. And I may be misquoting, but go back like 2 videos and read the comments. He kind of commented on that. But you're gonna be sorely disappointed because now you might be waiting a day for a load, and you're sitting in this hot ass box or whatever watching TV, and you have to have one of these to watch TV, right? But then you might run out of gigs on this stupid thing, so now you're stuck, or watching on your phone, or sitting at a pilot showering after a bunch of people. Stuff like a lot of that, eating food that you normally don't eat to kind of keep you sustained energy. Like, it's a lot that goes into this. All right, it's not just I'm going out here making money. That's why a lot of the people that you see are a lot of older gentlemen, retired couples, because they could do it. And I'm not saying that you can't do it neither. But what I am saying is, before you come out here, make sure you have your mental in order, because it can like I was on the 395 coming south, and it's just a long stretch of road that's just could be mind numbing, and I was coming out of Idaho, and it was at night, and it's just dark, right? Your mind can run away from you. I see there was a guy, some truck ran off the road off of one of the mountainsides as I was going up there. Like, all I seen was the state police and the trailer wheels upside down. Somebody might have fell asleep on the road. So you got to have your mental right. You have to make sure you have your finances in order, because you are not going to be a millionaire out here. It is not going to happen. If you are already in financial trouble, you are probably still going to be in financial trouble out here, unless you get with a good company that makes good money. But as a new driver with like less than a year of experience, probably not. Now, those of you that luck up and got on with like Republic Waste Management, McLean, somebody that's paying like $30 an hour, good for you. Stay there. Do not leave unless they are treating you bad, because you are in the best financial position. But for here, this OTR life isn't for me, and that's fine. It may be for you. It may be for my subscribers, and that's perfect. But have a plan, and expect when you come to a Swift, Schneider, maybe Stevenson's Transport, whoever, if this is where you're starting your truck journey, give this company a year. Do not be disrespectful to these companies, even though their turnover rate is high. Give them a year. Make your money, have a plan, and have an exit strategy. But don't get out here and then be mad because you're not making the money you making. Hey, your good buddy warned you. Other channels probably warned you. Learn everything that you can. Ask every question that you can. Network with a lot of these drivers. You see a company that looks cool and it's in your area, talk to these people. Find out more. Talk to a Swift. See what other lines of business they have inside the company, or a Schneider, or a Stevens, or a CR England. But don't come out here with false dreams, or don't come out here with, there's a term and I'm missing it right now, but don't come out here thinking that you're about to be a billionaire and be a brokenaire. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm probably gonna take a nap since it doesn't look like they're gonna unload me anytime soon. So I'm gonna make another video. It's gonna be why I named my channel the 52-Week Run Show. Please stay tuned for that, because a lot of you guys might get a lot from that. And then I'm gonna let you guys know how my interview went, and we'll go from there. But runners, thank you very much. I'm sorry this was such a long video. Sometimes I like to get on rants. I apologize. But please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.